everything.
All right.
Yeah, for those of you who might have joined us, we're just doing some tests right now because that's the kind of people we are. We test. We do it for the right reasons. Not because we like seeing ourselves on the screen. I mean, we do, but that's not the only reason. I mean, the main reason is to test and make sure that it is as good a quality a show as it possibly can for you. Okay. Yeah. So how is it looking?
That's what I'm checking out. We are on both pages as of right now. Very, very cool.
Yeah. Streaming to 2 Facebook pages at the same time. Why? Because we can.
Because we can.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yeah, I guess there are people watching now. Hey, everybody.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Alicia. Hey, Katsurita. Hey, Susan.
All right, I'm going to have to do this the hard way so that I can see people.
Yeah, we're kind of prepping for some big stuff, of course. I'm sure most of you know about the Grandfather Mountain Highland games that we're doing over the next 4 days and streaming that for them. So yeah, we're doing a lot of testing here to make sure everything is optimal. And we've worked on it for many days, and Monday even ran into a glitch at the beginning of my Fairlife show, and discovered that I was pushing a few things, and I realized that there were a few more things I could optimize. So we're really going crazy with it, and I'm definitely going to have to put a write up a lot of this and just put it out there because there's a lot of stuff I've learned about how to configure your computer for OBS and for streaming that I've never seen anywhere else. So maybe help some people.
Hi, Susan. I know quite a few of you have been really curious about me because I never get on camera. I'm always just in the chat. I'm kind of this, faceless person. So hi, everybody. I'm real. I exist.
Yes. I did not make her up. It's not me being incredibly amazing by typing while I talk and pretending to be her.
He's not that good. He's not that good.
I really am not. Mouse sounds? Oh, it's probably mine. It's pretty sensitive. Although we were both doing things.
Well, my mouse is away from my mic. So.
Assuming you mean computer mouse sounds, because if it's regular mouse sounds, I don't know what you're talking about. Squeak, 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 squeak,
well, I do live in the country. So
yeah, let me see here. Here we go. Is that what you're talking about? Actually, I can hear her mic too. I can hear your mic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Of course, that's the problem because when I gave that lecture last week on condenser mics and everything and how sensitive they are and how they pick up everything, we're both using condenser mics. So it's kind of crazy. Honestly, yeah, we probably should put some audio filters through and set that up. Put a noise gate that just any quiet sounds just immediately go away.
Oh, Drew was asking if it was me that he interacted with, thinking I was Andrew. Yes, Drew! That was me, Drew.
Hey! I haven't seen you in forever. I mean, yeah, it was great chatting with you earlier. I suppose. Yes. No, yeah. Yeah, Drew, I don't think you know this, Lee. Drew, I've known for, I haven't seen in years, but, I played at his wedding. That was back in 2000 and, help me out, 2? Something like that. Yeah. I hope he knows, and if he doesn't, well, then his wife probably would be upset. So we just won't even comment about it. So yeah. I think I definitely will put some.
I suspect it's my mic that's too hot. We haven't done much. I got a new mic, and we haven't done much in the way of configuration for it.
New mic and webcam.
Yeah, I did. I upgraded.
99? God, the wedding was in 99, Drew? Jeez. Wow. Oh, I guess it was. Oh man, that's nutty.
Where's my?
That is nutty. Okay. I'll oh man. Okay. That's going to that's going to leave some emotional scars. Okay.
Andrew has trouble with his aging. I don't know why, because you like obviously made some kind of deal with the Fae or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay, my self-portrait is hidden. So yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no magical thing going on here. No bust of a Egyptian cat anywhere in my room. No,
At
nowhere.
all,
No, it's
right?
not. It's
No,
yeah,
not
not that
at
you can
all.
see. So yeah, totally. No.
My excuse is I'm just Italian. We just wake up old one day.
Oh gosh, his son is as tall.
Oh,
as he
hey,
is.
Michelle. Oh, I miss you.
Ah.
Haven't talked to you in forever. It's been too long.
So yeah. I think this is so far everything's going great, and this is the first time we've tried streaming to multiple Facebook pages, and that's
Yep.
good.
It is going pretty
From what I
smooth
can
so
tell,
far.
theoretically, we can go to as many Facebook pages if we wanted. I could probably stream to 5, 6, whatever. Paint Facebook crazy with us.
That would be. Oh, I don't know if we want to go there.
A simultaneous stream. Try to get as many people with their Facebook pages. We can just put them on as many as possible. Go for a record. I'd like that.
Yeah, Elisha, he really has not changed. I've known Andrew for what? We've known each other about 15 years now.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, you pretty much look the exact same.
You know, that's not entirely true. 20 years ago, I'm getting there though. I've lost a little bit of weight over the last 6 months. I call it the COVID diet. It's have to cook for myself and don't eat all the junk food. It's crazy. But I weighed. I was really like in '99. Oh my God, I was skinny as a rail.
You are.
So I'm there's some pictures. So if I can lose another 10, 20 pounds, then I will look pretty much like I did. So that's the goal. Although I don't think I want to quite look that skinny because that was a little, that was weird.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah. It's just, no. I think that garb, I'm okay just saying, no, I'm never going to fit that. And it's okay. I don't want
Okay,
to.
I got to say hi to Crow. Hi, Crow. I miss you so much. I loved our daily booth visits. You used to, okay, so Crow used to like fix my jingles on the daily when I was working fair. Something would always fall off a belt or something, and he was my go-to guy. He always fixed me and got me right back in the lanes. It was awesome. Thank you. I love you. I miss you. I stalk you on Facebook.
And I got to do a shout out to Connor and say, howdy.
Oh yeah, that's my son in the that just joined us. Connor, say hi.
Okay. Well,
he's downstairs.
yeah. Right. So okay, yeah, CPU is looking good.
Good.
I'm keeping it under 70% right now, pretty steady, with a bunch of browser windows open and OBS streaming and everything. Memory, yeah. I think that was the chief problem on Monday. Before memory, I'm keeping it to around 50% right now. So that was good.
Cool.
Yeah, if anybody's curious, I had way too many things open, and I think I also discovered that my main boot drive was really low on space, so the swap file was struggling a bit. And for those of you that understand that, well, make sure you have extra hard drive space if you don't. Clean off your computer. It's like cleaning dust out of your house in the spring. You should do it. Okay.
Ooh, the delay is wicked, man. And this is the first time that I've actually gotten on camera, so I'm not used to being on this end of things. And there's like a 15-second-ish delay between what you guys see and what we see.
For Facebook, it's exactly a 15-second delay. For YouTube, I have it on I could actually lessen the delay on YouTube, but you have a few different options for what latency you want. But because we're already dealing with a 15-second delay on YouTube, I mean on Facebook, why not do the same on YouTube? Because as you decrease the delay, you start removing features. Like
Yes.
you can't do subtitles at a certain point. You can't do and closed captioning. So I mean, it didn't really make sense. And
It just takes some getting used to.
yeah. But I always thought it'd be easier to get used to both of them at the same time, because if YouTube was immediate and Facebook was 15 seconds, boy, that'd even be weirder, wouldn't it?
That would.
At least I always
That
thought
would.
so.
That would really mess with me. We got to keep it even. That would really mess
I
with
always
me.
thought so. Huh.
All right. Well, while we're testing things out, I know you guys have never really seen me before and heard my voice and all that. Do you have any rando questions for me? Keep it clean. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Keep it clean.
I won't ask a thing.
But if anybody has questions for me, about me, whatever, I'll answer them right now, since we're here testing our systems. Got to chat about something.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm sticking to a good 30 frames per second, no dropped frames. Everything's looking solid.
Good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those optimizations and everything were good. I got even room to spare. I can add stuff.
Okay, for anybody wondering, the question in the comments says, when are you going to visit your mom and dad? That would be my mother is asking that. And the answer is, I'm not sure. It's probably going to be a while since the pandemic's going on. We can't travel as much as we could because I have a high-risk kiddo. Drew's asking if I've ever been to TRF. I have, actually. I was actually there as a lane act one weekend many moons ago. Ooh, it's probably been a solid 10 years. I can't even remember. It might have been. It's probably more than that now. I think it was 07, 08, somewhere in that ballpark. I was there as a princess.
I'll let you handle that one. From Malaysia.
Yep, Andrew, you did not change the way you greeted.
I'm sorry?
From Joey. I
didn't see you. Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Great
yeah.
to see you.
You know, Drew, I am unsure if we've actually met in person. We may have. It's been a while. You know how it is at fair. You meet so many people and they all kind of blend together.
I don't think you have.
I'm not sure because I was there. You know, I didn't get a chance to meet a lot of people while I was there, just because I was working and I didn't stay on site or anything like that. So we may have, but if we did, it was brief.
Yeah, I mean, I met Drew first at Excalibur Fantasy Fair back in '99, and that's how I got to know him.
Oh, Alicia's asking how much we love the WWW Run Fair. Of course we love you guys. I mean, that's why Andrew was on your show this past weekend. Anybody who didn't see that, go see it. There's a shower scene. You can't miss that. I mean, come on.
Keep dwelling on the shower scene.
Because it's amazing and I love it so much. It made me laugh.
Mercy, mercy, mercy. Okay, if you're going to go there. I'm curious if I can do this.
Oh yeah, Michelle is saying she misses her fair family so very much. So I can totally relate to that. About 2 years ago, my husband got stationed in Virginia, and we moved, and so I'm no longer right close to a fair. My closest fair right now is, I believe, about a 5-hour drive. Although, wait, actually, I think the Virginia Ren Fair might be closer to me. I think it's like 3.5 hours. I know Maryland takes me 5 hours to get to. North Carolina, I believe, is a 5-hour drive. So I'm just kind of in this weird little bubble with no fair convenient to get to. It means I'm currently without a home fair, and it is the most bizarre feeling. And I don't work the road anymore. I have a child who has serious medical needs. My son had a brain tumor and had it removed, and he has a TBI now as a result. It's very interesting living with a teenager who has dementia. So I can't travel on the road full time anymore. I don't get to visit as many fairs as I used to, and it's really hard being away from the community. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks not having that regular fix, not know it's coming. So I'm really hoping that I'll have a chance to. I was actually planning on going to Carolina this year, and unfortunately, the pandemic means that we won't be meeting in person at that fair either. So, but it'll come. Ooh, favorite no longer existing fair. That's a good question. I don't know, Andrew. What do you? So you've been to more fairs than me. Andrew's been around forever.
Just gonna go there. Okay.
Of course I am. You will forever be older than me. I'm gonna forever rub it in.
Well, let's see. For me, I mean, I'm gonna go with the bias route and just go with Excalibur Fantasy Fair, because that was the first fair I ever performed at in '99. It lasted for I don't know, seven years or so, and it was at the same place as an older fair before that called Cavalier Days, just outside of Austin. But I was there for its first year, and I met a lot of great people, and it really started getting me into performing at fairs. And that fall, I performed at TRF, which was amazing. I was surprised that actually worked out and happened. But a bunch of different fairs in a short time, and yeah, Drew remembers it. He remembers how I was nervous on stage, and that short amount of time when I actually had stage fright. Didn't know what I was doing.
That is really difficult to imagine.
When I actually thought that being on stage was more like giving a concert for musicians as opposed to giving a performance. I was that much of a rube.
I actually never got to visit Excal, and but like almost so many of my favorite people were involved at the fair. I'm actually kind of bummed I never got a chance to go to that one.
Oh yeah. It was a cute fair, and they did a good job with it. I mean, it was a small fair, of course, but it was nice, and I think, but that's a bias. I mean, there are certainly fairs that I think with the infrastructure and how they grew and everything, really impressed me. But I think that's kind of what happens, though. They're still around because when they do a good job of starting off and having that infrastructure and building it, after about 5 years in, they're like, wow, they're doing well. They're probably not going to fold.
Right.
I mean, if I had to pick another one, I'd probably go for something like Hawkwood.
That's another one. I know a bunch of cool people who were at Hawkwood, and it just it amazes me all the time. There's like this great little gathering of people that worked at these particular fairs, and they kind of scattered to the four winds.
Only was there once, but I liked the site. It was a nice site. I mean, it was kind of just like, hey, you're going to walk through this forest, and then you're going to see some booths and some a stage and some place for food. And then okay, and then if you walk that way, you'll hit some more booths, and it was really bizarre.
Okay, Andrew, you're
Really,
missing this.
really,
There's a GIF
really.
now, and I love you for creating that so much. Anybody who wants to know, check the
Yeah,
comments
and Drew's
on the
right.
Life's
Rule
Affair
number one
feed.
is own the land. That's a big key.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah. I mean, you might make it if you don't, but the odds are really against you.
Yeah,
And rule
it does
number
help.
2, get control of the food and the beer,
Yes.
because that's where the money is early on, and that's going to be a big thing later on too.
Alternative revenue streams.
Really? Did she make that? Did she really make that?
She really did make that, and I love it so much.
Right when the water hits me and I'm trying to maintain my
Oh,
composure
yeah.
because I'm freezing my Bard off.
Okay, you got to admit that was a rookie mistake on the temperature of the water.
Well, yeah. Honestly, the truth is, I'm glad it worked out that way, though.
It worked. It
Because
did.
yes, it worked, and there was no acting required. That was pure Bard. I mean, it was just there was
It
no
was.
that was a real moment, and I got to capture a real moment like that, and I love that. That's always better. I'm willing to suffer for my art a little bit.
He does.
Mercy.
He does love you.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We all love you for making it. It was necessary. It had to happen.
Mercy. Well, I'm glad I could add to the promotional material for the WWW Ren Fair then.
Oh, I'm not letting this one die for a really long time.
Really, there's a chance of that before this? Let's be honest.
No, you're correct. It's going to happen.
Every time I've been online, shower scene.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be real. A very large part of my job description is poking Andrew and making fun of Andrew. I got to keep you humble there. Can't let that Bard ego get too big.
Bard ego? I don't know what you're talking about. Crazy. Okay, yeah, the percentages are still great. No drop frames, 30 frames per second.
Good.
Everything's looking good. Let me see. CPU spiking more, but the memory's consistent. What's causing the... Interesting.
Okay, I hate it when he does that.
Oh, okay. My Gmail browser window just went like crazy. Some people are doing chat, and it spiked a little bit. I'm not used to seeing that spike. I'm gonna close it.
Okay, you definitely need to gif the weird toilet paper "Make It Rain" scene from the medieval medicine show. That was actually pretty awesome. And yeah, we definitely need more of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I just got a message saying that it's harder to hear you than it is to hear me.
You as in Andrew, harder to hear?
Yes, it's harder to hear Andrew versus hearing me.
Okay, I can take care of that. Okay, you're mute. Nope, nobody can hear you. Keep talking, it's fine. I can hear you, but nobody else can. Go ahead, nobody else can hear. Yeah, she was okay. You're back on now, so
Oh, I'm back now.
Be careful
right.
with the bad names because
right.
she was threatening to call me bad names. Okay, I'm gonna tweak it a little bit so it's not quite as loud as it was. Go ahead.
All right. So is that a better balance between the two of us? Y'all let us know.
Is that better? I'm not saying my natural resonance comes through or anything, but
All right. So they're asking favorite moment from the show. Favorite moment of which show? Like any show? Be more specific for me. I'm still louder, they're saying.
Well, I can lower you a little more. There you go. How's that? Yeah, that should be better. Yeah, I mean, how it looks on the screen for me is I have different inputs and levels, and I can change them, and it shows me how they're spiking. I really, honestly, I didn't really even bother when we first started. I normally do. This was just a test, and audio wasn't really my main concern. But yeah, normally when I start doing the video podcast, recording that, or doing anything with anyone else, I'll check levels, and I'll spend a good minute where they talk and I talk, and I go back and forth and try to balance them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really mess with it this time.
All right, they're saying our favorite, like our top 3 favorite moments from any of our shows so far. I got to think about this one.
See, you have to realize that there were several shows where this was me 5 minutes before the show. Okay, I can do this. Okay,
Yeah.
we got this last graphic, and okay, we're going. Okay, and okay.
If you guys only knew.
Photoshop.
If you guys only
Okay, filter, and we got the okay, we got it. Okay, it's on there, and okay, I got to test this real quick. Oh, I don't have time. Okay, we're gonna going through. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. And okay, start streaming. And that's. There's several shows that were like that. So, I mean, I was working till the very last second. And if you've ever noticed that some of our shows start at about 6:54 Central, yet some of them oddly start at 6:58 or 6:59 or sometimes 7:01. That's why.
Well, okay. So for me, I have to say that my very favorite moment so far has actually been our very first live stream, the pub sing. That was such a moment for so many different reasons. That was right when we all realized that this thing wasn't going to go away and that fairs were going to be shut down for a while. And everybody was kind of feeling a little lost. And this was right before the major social distancing rules came into play. We knew that none of our people were sick. And so we were able to grab a bunch of musicians that were local to Andrew and get them together and broadcast an honest to God live pub sing. And because of the way the pandemic's gone since, we haven't been able to do it again. And we don't know when we'll be able to do it again. But it was just such a pure moment. And it meant so much to so many people that I have to say that our very first show, our pub sing, that is my top moment so far.
You know, I have to say along those lines too, that was one of my top moments too, but not just for that reason, also the fact that it was such a monumental achievement for us. I mean, I'm so proud of that.
It was.
Because it was like 4 days of solid, okay, we're going to do this. How do we do it? And we did it in 4 days. And I mean, with all humility, there were weeks later, there were people that weren't pulling that off and were having problems. And we made it work. And I, in 4 days, I figured out how to split a stream between Facebook and YouTube without going with a third party or paying a cent to anyone. That was all me. I set up a server here to do it. And I wasn't sure. It was last minute to make sure that would work.
It came down to the wire. Absolutely. You were really still doing stuff. We were on the air. And that, in fact, if you go back and look, you'll see that you don't see Andrew on the screen immediately.
For the pre-show thing, yeah.
It's because Andrew was behind the computer.
Yeah, I was
like
still
doing
trying to make sure
things.
everything was working and doing it all. It was
Oh, and that was Alicia's asking that is Andrew's living room pub
oh yeah,
sing.
yeah,
And they what they did look, his roommates are awesome. Bless those bless those guys. They let us do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, what they just moved a bunch of furniture around and we went at it. So Andrew is very lucky that he lives in a house that has lots of great spaces, like the stone wall behind him right now.
yeah.
He has a great stone fireplace in his living room, and so it's almost perfect for filming, and we were very lucky to be able to get everybody in there.
Yeah.
It worked really well. The only thing we got to work on is our lighting situation. That's
Yeah,
what we're still working on.
that's the tough part. It's a tough room for lighting because of
It
the
is.
windows go 2 stories up, and
Yeah, it's a big room.
it really is. It's also, I mean, trying to get the sound right. I was
Yeah.
working on the tech side so much till the end. I did a rough positioning of dual condenser mics, kind of to try to get a stereo effect, and I did all right with it. But I wasn't expecting everybody to stand where they were. So when I was like, "Okay, we're good," and we started, and I looked and I was like, I probably should move that
We're
mic." It's
done.
too late.
Too late, too late.
So,
But considering, I think it went great.
oh yeah,
The
I
sound is
mean,
horrible.
no, it was sound was good.
Yeah,
I could nitpick, but the
right.
best thing about it is that we learned so much from that experience, and it
You
still
did.
worked. It worked, and we learned a lot. So the next show was very good, and yeah, I was really proud of that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, so two more. I guess we're going two more, aren't we? Because there were three.
Well, I've got my second one.
Go
My
ahead.
second one is also our saddest moment, and that is the show we did just last week um, for Jesse
Jeez,
Linder,
you're stealing
our
all mine.
celebration of his life. That really hit us hard. We behind the scenes, we actually spent, especially Andrew, we spent a lot of time with Jesse. Andrew spent a lot of time helping him, get his live streams looking better and talking tech with him. And, he was so lovely, just such a wonderful human being and just easy to be around. And in fact, I told him he had just been in the comments because we did the clip show just a few days before, and he had been in the comments talking to us all and chatting. And I actually told him in the comments that he reminded me of my grandfather. And that's actually a big compliment coming from me. My grandfather was a professional singer, and so Jesse actually reminded me. I lost my grandpa a few years back now, and my grandpa and I were very close, and so it was, that's kind of a thing for me. And I told Jesse that, and he got a good giggle out of it. I think he wasn't totally sure how to take it, but to find out just a few days later that he was gone, it was like when I heard from Andrew when he told me, I was like, "What are you talking about? Jesse's gone," and it really hit home, that it's just so final. So
yeah, but I think we're
think
gonna keep this PG-13 and not say the exact words I typed in because
yeah, we are.
I was
Well, and
pretty
we're not going to
upset.
discuss the exact words I said back, but
Yeah,
it was definitely rated R, expletive laden.
yeah,
But for me, it was a very proud moment that we were able to put together such a solid show, especially that quickly. It meant a lot to me personally to be able to do that in such a way that, we had so many people say thank you for doing this and how much it meant to them that we did it. That's definitely, it's our saddest moment, but it's definitely a top moment for me that we were able to do that.
yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with that because it was just
Yeah.
I that was I think so far that was the most produced show we did.
Yeah, I'll
We've
agree
done.
with that.
I mean, there was a lot. Every single transition, every single card, every single bit of text, everything that we
Yeah.
did, we really thought about because this needed to be special, not just
Yeah.
not just for the. I mean, usually I think the approach we go with is okay. What's best for the performer?
Yeah.
And what's going to make them look the best in this light, and what's going to make them sound and have a great show. sound like and have a great show and have everybody just really like it. And that's the idea. And if we do that for them, well, then we're going to look good too. So it's a win-win.
Right.
But with this, I mean, this was all for the audience. This was for them, and we had to walk a line. And there was a point in there where, at the end, when I'd kind of finished organizing some of the things with the show, and I showed some samples to Lee, and I was just kind of like, did I go too far here? Because this is really emotional, and if that's too much, tell me. And I know Lee was a little on the fence there, and she said, "Listen, people are already going to cry. Let them cry." And I was just kind of like,
and I think we all needed to.
Yeah,
we all needed
and
to
she was
kind of
right.
that emotional
You
release.
were totally right. You were totally right.
Yeah.
I'm always hesitant to go that route because well, I mean, if you've seen my show, you know it's usually the happy-go-lucky style.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we do on our channel too. We like to
So-
keep things very positive and
Yeah.
happy, and
So I was
focus on
second
that.
guessing myself, but that's one of the reasons Lee and I work well together, because she just said, "No, I think this was right. You did this is what you need to do." And sometimes, I don't know. I mean, sometimes we're each other's conscience. Sometimes we're each other's, angel or devil on the shoulder, whichever one is more important.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a sounding board. So it's great to have somebody you can do that with. So
Yeah,
again, thank
it
you.
is. Well, and that was, I think, the most difficult show we've put together, not just because it was the most produced show, but because it was so emotional.
Mhm.
We had to keep watching the clips over and over again, and it was hard to get past that when you're putting a show together and you're editing things, you kind of got to detach a bit from what you're doing, and it was really difficult to detach from it. It like made it fresh every time I had to listen to a song again, because I was looking for a change in the audio or color correction or what have you. It kind of ripped that Band-Aid right back off before I was ready for it over and over again. So it was a really emotional few days. I mean, Andrew, you had to watch everything a lot more than I did. I'm sure it was even more difficult for you having to do that.
Little.
But I think that's something that that we can both be really proud of, and that's, even though it's sad, I have to put it high on my list of moments for us.
Ditto. I
Yeah.
don't know about the number 3. That's a tough one for me. Do you have
That
anything?
is a tough one. I don't know.
'Cause-
That's the one because there are so many awesome moments that we've had in general. Just the fact that we exist, I think, is an awesome moment. I don't know if everybody knows the story behind that, about how we even came into be. So I'll tell the Cliff Notes version. Correct me if I get anything wrong, but Andrew has actually owned the domain for Life's Affair, lifesaffair.com, for at least a decade now. Life's Affair was something that he and I chatted about a decade ago, about starting, and in a completely different context. And then fast forward to last year, and we were discussing, hey, we should totally do this podcast. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger on it. We want to do this. So we decided, yeah, we're going to do it. So we said, okay, let's set a launch date, a rough launch date, and we'll start prepping, because we're going to do this thing right? We're going to be prepared. We're going to have everything in place and have an actual launch, and, do it like a real thing. And so we set our launch date for, I think it was either August or September of this year, but early fall of this year. And we had gone about our business trying to, start getting everything in place. And then the pandemic hit, and fairs started closing, and we were like, oh my God, what's going on? And we realized that we had the tech and everything in place already, that we could make a difference for people and start broadcasting shows and, get the word out and give people something to do. In essence, we were all kind of floundering. What do we do? What do we do? So we made the decision and launched in 24 hours. No joke. With nothing truly in place already. Just went from 0 to 160 overnight and got everything up, launched, ready to go, and have basically been at it 24/7 ever since. We had a lot of 20-hour days. I think the first month we were in existence, we worked 7 days a week, 20 hours a day. It was pretty crazy. And then we finally hit a point where we were like, okay, maybe we should take a nap or something, and got ahead of the game. But honestly, I think that's kind of one of my prouder moments was that we were able to launch so quickly and so effectively and make a real difference for some performers, especially in the beginning when not everybody knew quite what to do or what was going to happen or what was going on. I mean, we still have a lot of uncertainty, and I feel like we're still making strides towards making a difference. Did you just hear my cuckoo clock?
I might have, yes. That's funny.
Yeah, I have an honest to God cuckoo clock on my wall in here. It's from Germany. It's, old school. I love it. My husband picked it up while he was overseas.
I for a third one, I really don't know. I'm just gonna have to throw out and just say something like, I mean, there were several of the early ones I'm really proud of, just because we were trying new stuff. Like the Tolston Troubadours is a good example. I was really
that was such a good one.
I mean, they did such a good job. They used a multi-camera setup, which was not easy to do, and they put a lot of editing and time into it. And it was really, I was really proud how that turned out, and that was one of our early shows.
It was. In fact, that was before the Thursday night show became Gathering Affair. I think they were the last show before we switched the format.
It was very much like a proof of concept, like, okay, now we're ready to go forward. And it was kind of reaching that hump of, okay, we've graduated now, kind of feeling. And I like that. That was so. I kind of want to say that, but I'm also a little biased because I really like their music too.
I do too. I love the way the way their voices blend. I really like their style.
The instruments. I mean, just they have a very unique sound with a lot of the instruments they choose, sounds that you don't hear anywhere else, and then they blend them as well, doing that. And it's the fact that it's also very traditional music, which is a bit of a rarity now at Fair.
It really is.
Surprisingly. I mean, I think back when I first started doing Fair, when I first started going to Fair, and there was a lot of the music you would hear would be very traditional. I mean, a good percentage. And now it seems more like the exception.
Well, there's like a swinging of the pendulum, I think. We kind of go back and forth between super traditional and the other way to, the opposite end of the spectrum. I think we're kind of swinging back through the middle, going back towards traditional right now. It seems to be the feel just from observing what different fairs are doing here and there, who they're hiring, what shows are getting popular again. So, oh, hey, Kristen. Yes, I'm real. And we did not have a show scheduled tonight. We decided we needed to do a test. And so that's why I decided I would go ahead and jump on, since so many people have questioned whether or not I actually existed or Andrew was making me up. I figured I'd get on camera tonight.
I mean, I really thought it'd be hilarious to have a virtual animated character over there in the other screen and just use her voice just to make you keep wondering. But, I thought that would be funny. But
that would have been funny. We probably should have done that.
Yeah. I'm working on color correction right now on Lee's input. Let's see. How much green? Oh, it gets a little red in here. That's good. A little green. Oh, that's too much. Okay, we're going to. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I've got a question for all of you guys now. We answered what our favorite moments were. What would y'all's favorite moments so far be? Oh, I love it. The toilet paper rain gif is in existence now. This is awesome.
That's too much. Let's see. Yeah.
My mom is saying that I should get on camera more so that she can see me.
That's surprising because moms don't normally. Oh, wait. Let's go a little less. Yeah. Okay. Huh.
Oh, you can absolutely say yourself is one of your favorite moments on our channel, Elisha. Of course, we had Black Lips Bonnie on our channel, and I actually really enjoyed it myself. I've actually been talking to her recently about doing some more stuff for our channel related to storytelling. We have some stuff up our sleeve for the future. So absolutely, you're totally allowed to say it yourself.
Oh yeah, I love the podcast with the Bedlam Bards as well. That was just that. I hate to say it, but that's at least one of my favorite podcasts for sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm
not even gonna lie.
It was one of those things where we were going
cool.
and going, and I was like, "Oh gosh, it's going to be over an hour. I need to put this." And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is too good. We're just going to go with it. And it turned into a two-parter. And honestly, yeah, there was more material than that. It was like about a 2.5 hour conversation. We were just hanging out
it was
talking.
so hard to edit down. I
really
don't know
was.
how you did it. Like it was just every time he would send me a clip and I'd listen to it, I'd be like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, just completely mind blowing. I had no idea half the stuff we learned about this guy. It was just amazing. Everything that they've done and everywhere they've been. It was like, it's my favorite interview so far. Absolutely. Kristen saying Game of Choices was her favorite thing on the channel so far. She's biased, but I can't deny that.
That was really good. I mean, it was kind of an experiment. Just let's try something like this, and we definitely want to do more things kind of like that. I mean,
yeah,
I've told y'all before on my Monday show that we have a lot of things in the pipeline that we're looking at, and there's a few things like that we are doing some serious pre-production on. So. No sweat.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, can you tell? Have you noticed a difference, Lee, on the color and video of your image?
Little bit. Yeah.
I mean, it's subtle, but
yeah, it's subtle, but it's there.
I mean, here it is without, and you'll have to wait the 15 seconds to see it, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting.
But yeah, you'll get to see that, and it's actually surprising. It's a subtle, but it's a noticeable difference once you A/B it and you kind of look at it.
That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah,
see what
subtle
I mean?
but there. I like it.
So yeah, then you put it back, and if you're curious, what I did was I upped the contrast a wee bit, and up the color gain. All three of them. It helped a little, just a little bit, a touch on each, just to give you a little more color and everything. And I added a slight sharpener.
Okay. See, I approve of anything that will make me look better.
Yeah, I need to redo the color on mine. I need to do a new LUT for it. I've learned so much since the last time I did it, and that's been an interesting thing through this process. I mean, both of us have learned a lot from the experience. I mean, I'll do something and to improve the video or the quality, and then a month and a half later, I need to redo it because I've learned so much since then. It's like doing a job that you trained yourself for week after week after week, and then finally you're kind of wow, I've come a long way.
Yeah. Okay, I've got to agree with Janine here. She says she likes the feeling of having a front row or on-stage seat with so many groups she would have never seen live because they live in a small town and don't travel much. That is actually so true. I used to travel the circuit and everything, but it's been a while. And there are groups that have been on our channel that I had never heard of or some that I had heard of, but I had never gotten to see. So it's been really fun for me getting to meet all these new people, see their shows. And it is an awful lot like it's having a front row seat. And there's something to be said for getting to, watch a fair show while wearing your jammies and drinking in your living room. I can't argue with that.
No whiskey at fair? No problem. Here we go.
Exactly. Beverage of choice.
Yeah.
Although we don't drink in live stream. It's bad news. It's bad news.
We don't drink in live stream?
I was wondering what was in that glass.
It's iced tea, don't worry.
Yeah,
It is. Look at that. That's too watery.
Yeah,
It's iced tea. No. My special blend. Just with the right amount of baking soda.
Are you with the baking soda, man?
It works.
I'm not really an iced tea person. I'm more of a hot tea person. So I'll just take your word on it.
I've always thought of you as, sometimes you run hot, sometimes you run cold.
Oh man, you see, he says things like that because we're in two completely different states on two different coasts.
And even
So
yeah.
yeah.
Now,
he
if she
thinks
was
he's
running
safe.
the stream and she had control over things that would pop up on the screen, I would definitely not say that.
Yeah.
Because that's just
See,
dangerous.
Michelle, she says Long Island iced tea. I'm more inclined to believe that.
Definitely. Well, still have not had any problems with any of the drop frames or issues, and CPU's been for the most part in line. Looking at it, I can still minimize it a bit, and there's a few more things I could probably do, but I think we're fine. Memory's still at only 50%. And
Okay, you got to give your baking soda tip because not everybody has heard it apparently.
Oh, okay.
There's some questions.
Yes, I mentioned that on my Fairlife Monday show. A few weeks
ago. It's been a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
How I make iced tea is when I'm brewing it, I put either a pinch or somewhere between a pinch and a dash of baking soda in while the tea bags are steeping. That's it. And what it does is it gets rid of the bitterness. Now, it keeps the taste of the iced tea. It still has that. But that bitterness that, especially if you like to brew it for a while, keep it in there, like I do because I like strong tea, more of that bitterness comes out. Now, I'm always been very sensitive to bitter tastes. So I might be a little more sensitive than some people. But just putting a little pinch of baking soda will get a decent amount of the bitterness. Now, if you put a dash, that's fine. It'll get rid of all the bitterness, but it won't take away the flavor of the tea. And you can't really put too much from what I found. I mean, you'll get to a saturation point where it'll get rid of all the bitterness, and then you'll just have that's it. So just find that right balance for you. And it's surprising how good it tastes afterwards. I mean, you can have a strong iced tea that really tastes good. I mean, how else do you think I stay awake all this time with it's that level of caffeine? It's true.
I've actually started drinking coffee again recently, so
I've still never had coffee, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't like it very much. I am on a what is it? Southern Pecan from the New Orleans Coffee Company. That is some good stuff. I picked that up when I was visiting my mom down in the New Orleans area last Christmas, and I may have to have a care package again soon, Mom. I know you're there.
Let me check how your connection is coming in. It's going to look a little different here on the screen for a second. Okay.
All the Dr. Pepper. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Andrew was the one who turned me on to Dublin Dr. Pepper years ago.
I'm an evil bastard.
Oh, you are definitely an evil bastard on that topic.
Okay. So, yeah, on your input video, you're coming in at 25 frames per second, and you're getting a latency of about 62 milliseconds. Round trip, that would be about 124 milliseconds, give or take. So that's not bad. But yeah, that's actually really good. But yeah, 25 frames per second. That's interesting. I wonder how I can boost that to 30 and make it a solid 30. I don't know if it's that much of a big deal unless you start, doing this. But yeah, jazz hands.
Hi, Jan.
Hey, Jan.
Yeah, pecan is definitely a trigger word for my southern accent, I'd say. I've been hanging out with my Yankee husband a little bit too much lately.
Oh yeah, Brianna. She is a Dr. Pepper fiend. She is really. I
Wait,
think.
more than you?
Yeah. I discovered
Wow.
that at Sherwood.
Okay, that's saying
It
something.
really is. I mean, I think years ago I could have given her a run for her money, but and now you,
Wow.
yeah. So,
I'm impressed. Okay, that is impressive, Brianna.
yeah, but she's in Texas, so it's a Dr. Pepper state. It really
It
is.
is. It
I mean, the
is.
Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, the other Dr. Pepper Museum in Dublin, Texas, and yeah, it's a Dr. Pepper state. So you got it. Makes sense.
I can't remember the last time I had a soda at all, actually. It's been a couple of weeks at least, and it was a Sprite.
December for me.
Yeah, I think you're a lot more strict about that than I am.
Well,
I mostly drink water.
I haven't had any sweets since January 8th or January 5th.
Yeah.
No dessert.
Wait,
no
Hawaiian Punch count? My son is on a Hawaiian Punch kick, and so I had a can of that the other day.
Other than carbonation, yes. I mean, let's be honest. Orange juice counts because other than carbonation, it's sugar. I mean,
it is.
Yeah. In fact, I'm trying to think have I had anything to drink other than water and iced tea and hot tea.
And my mom's saying Coca-Cola. You know, I have not had a Coke in a solid 10 years, if not longer. So I have this weird thing that if anything can fix my car, I'm not putting it inside my body. I had a battery issue one day and broke down at a store, and this old man came and grabbed me. He was like, "Oh, you're having car problems? Let me help. If you buy me a Coke, I'll help you." And I was like, "Absolutely, not a problem." And he poured the Coke on my battery and made my car work. And ever since then, I can't take it. I can't. It just the thought that it would eat the corrosion off a battery. I'm like, what is that doing to my insides? So I can't do it with Coke. It's a very, very rare moment.
Coca-Cola
if I'm going to drink a Coca-Cola.
Makes a liver work for it.
Right. Oh, my son is saying no, he's not on a kick with the Hawaiian Punch. I don't know what he would call it. I guess he just likes Hawaiian Punch.
That's fair. But no, I did remember for the show, I did have some whiskey.
You did?
For my show last weekend. So yeah, there was that. So I guess, and it was honey whiskey. So that's probably the closest I've had to a soda or dessert or anything, because actually it was pretty sweet. Now that I think about it.
Oh, Drew's making a good point. Baking soda and water will do the same thing. It's just a base canceling the acid.
Yeah.
I've actually been known to add a pinch of baking soda to tomato sauce when I'm making tomato sauce from scratch. Mm-hmm. It does the same thing that sugar does. I prefer to use the sugar because, I learned it from my grandmother and great grandmother how to make tomato sauce. And so it's easier for me to get it right when I do it that way, but you can actually use baking soda. If I'm making for somebody who has issues with sugar, I'll use baking soda. Yes, I'm on the air. What do you need?
Love you.
I love you too, honey. That was my husband. Just walked in.
He didn't want to get on camera? Come on.
No, he's not getting on camera right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hawaiian Punch, I used to like that when I was a kid. I mean, how can
you I have to say I'm enjoying the Hawaiian Punch moment. I had not had Hawaiian Punch in a while.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he was like, I want some Hawaiian Punch. It's like, yeah, I can get down with that. So yeah, we have talked about all kinds of weirdness, haven't we?
A little bit. Which is surprising because we're both so normal.
I know, right? Just so completely and totally normal all times.
We are, yes. very much so.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, Jan saying her Italian sister-in-law uses sugar in her sauce. I normally do. I much prefer it with the sugar. I actually so I actually own a tomato mill and we grow tomatoes, and we also have friends and family who grow tomatoes for us. And I make sauce from the tomatoes every year, and then I can it. And so I spend like a full 24 hours cooking that down. And this year we're planning on doing an even bigger operation because now we have we moved recently, and we are on some property out in the country, and I got farmer neighbors who are into it. But we're gonna probably have I'm gonna use my crawfish pot to boil down all the milled tomatoes to make sauce this year. We're gonna have that big of an operation. So a crawfish pot, I could probably get inside that pot. It's that big. But we normally use sugar to balance everything out when we're making sauce from scratch like that. Oh, I didn't realize you learned to make cheese this week, Mom. I love making mozzarella. I haven't had a chance to do it in a while. I was looking at that the other day. I wanted to make some cheese curd because I have trouble getting cheese. So my Yankee husband, I call him that lovingly, y'all. My husband's from upstate New York, so we laugh and call him the Yankee husband. But he, of course, being from upstate New York, is all about that cheese curd, and he got me hooked on it easily. And I also learned about poutine since I met him. Poutine is amazing. So we were talking about poutine the other day, and I was like, oh man, now I want some cheese curd, and I can't get it here. So I was like, maybe I'll make it. And I realized I don't have any rennet at the house. So I'm going to have to order some so that I can make cheese curd.
okay.
Yeah. If you ever wonder what we do in our off time, Andrew, it's usually related to movies or computers. And me, it's usually related to something to do with farming or homesteading. Oh, there actually is a good cheese curd recipe in the Outlander cookbook. Okay, so I'm like low-key obsessed with Outlander. That is a thing. Me, my mom, my grandmother. I'm not sure. I think my sister might watch it too. But yeah, I'm okay. Nobody discussed season 5 because I'm a little bit behind right now because I know I'm going to be all shades of obsessed and have to watch the entire season all at once, and I need to have like time to drive down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I'm low key obsessed with that show. It's actually really fun for me because I live in at the very top of the Outer Banks. Right now I live in an area of Virginia Beach called Pungo. And we're so like when they in the books and the show, when they talk about going to the Great Dismal Swamp in that area, I actually live in the area that they go to in the book. So I recognize some of the landmarks and what have you. So it's gotten even cooler for me since I live in the historic triangle. It's pretty cool. But yeah, the whole Jamie Fraser thing, I'm not even going to lie, that kind of does it for me. Poor Andrew. Oh, come on now.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm obsessed. I mean, how could you not be? How could you not love it?
Oh, how did that get up there?
Yeah.
Crazy. Those silly bots.
Right? They made you do it, right?
No, I think I just set a bot where if it ever caught you saying Outlander, it would automatically put that up. That's what I did.
Well, maybe that's a new show right there. We can have an Outlander discussion show.
I've seen the first episode. That's all.
I don't know why you see. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at everybody who's commenting that they watch it too. And we're just going to start a discussion group because I'm the only person in my house who watches it. I can't get my son or my husband into it. And my mom and them are far away. So I need other Outlander obsessed people. Oh, Michelle, you should totally watch Outlander. It's awesome. So I'm cheap. I'm terrible. I don't pay for things like, all that, but I actually pay for the Stars channel on Amazon just for the sole purpose of being able to watch Outlander. The first few seasons are on Netflix going. Though.
They'll never cancel it because of people like you.
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's I saw the first episode. It seemed pretty good, but for some reason I just I think it was very busy at the time. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, I'll check it out later, and later never happened. And it's then several years down the road, I need to go back and binge watch it at some point.
Yeah, look, I think it's worth a binge. That's me though. But Brianna said she has the jam in her kitchen. I that's another one. I was looking at that jam recipe because I have a lot of different jam recipes, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should try that one. Say, oh my Lord, okay? Elisha has a friend who is a Jamie cutout. Okay, I'm not even gonna throw stones at that because I mean, Jamie Fraser.
That was the booth next to us at Dragon Con last year.
What's it?
It was an Outlander. Okay, where we were at Dragon Con was in the concourse in the Hyatt in Atlanta, and the booth next to us was a Outlander fan group, and they had this whole section set up with Jamie cutout and all of that, where people could take pictures with a good background and everything, and have it look all like they're there. And the line got a little crazy.
Yeah.
There were, yeah.
Okay, well, he was in New Orleans. Okay, I went to, I go home for Christmas just about every year. And the New Orleans Comic-Con, I think it's Comic-Con, was going on in January when I was there. And my cousin's wedding was the same day. And I basically had to choose between my cousin's wedding and going and like stalking the Comic-Con because I can't think of his name, the actor who plays Jamie Fraser, and a couple of the other actors the cast from Outlander was there. And I remember my cousin was getting married in the French Quarter, and we were all like keeping an eye as we were walking to our cars looking for the cast. And like the next day I realized was looking at Instagrams, and I realized they had been in the same area we were. We probably like walked past them and didn't quite realize it because they all had hats on and stuff. But yeah, we got a good kick out of that. But I love my cousin enough. I went to his wedding instead of going to meet Jamie Fraser.
I think I have all the data I need. Are you about ready to wrap this up? Because we've already gone over an hour, and that's.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. This has been fun chatting with you guys, though.
Yeah, you've been the recluse for so long. This is I know.
Experience. See, so now we have proof that I'm real. I do exist. There is a real person behind the screen name there.
Or is she a paid actress I found and said, you're going to be lead tonight, and here's your motivation. Right. And I'm going to send you a bio so that you know what to talk about. It's possible. I wouldn't put it past me.
No, that's true. That's true.
Keep the myth going.
Yeah. Well, they're saying I need to join in again. I probably will at some point in the future. I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing, but I'll pop my head up every now and then.
Fair Talk with Lee and Andrew.
We'll see. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm so glad everybody joined us. This was seriously a lot of fun.
This was all it's so impromptu. We just we talked about doing this, and we really didn't decide until about 10 minutes before we went live. Yeah. Like, you ready to do this? Let's do this. And this was all just a good test to see because we have 4 straight days of streaming coming up. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday during the day, and Sunday during the day. And I mean, it's going to be, 15 plus hours of streaming over the next 4 days. And
it starts tomorrow night with the torchlight ceremony.
Yeah.
And we'll be streaming on Grandfather Mountain's page.
Yes. You'll be able
if you guys go and look at the stream. Yeah, if you guys join the stream tomorrow night, that will be me interacting as Grandfather Mountain. I won't be interacting as Life's Affair, but we'll share it to our page and so that everybody can easily find it. And we hope you guys join us because it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I haven't seen this year's footage, but I did see the footage from the 2019 Torchlight ceremony, and it was pretty neat. It's for anybody who doesn't know, it's a calling of the clans. So I really enjoyed it.
So if you like Outlander, and you
You
like
will love
Scottish
this.
things,
You will love this.
this might be a good route.
Yeah.
It's not a far stretch here. So yes, there will be a lot of Scottish things going on.
Yeah.
So Scottish music, Scottish history,
Dance.
Scottish dance. Yes, a little bit of everything. So something to check out. And we were so pleased when we got together with them. We didn't feel like it was cuckoo at all. It was a it was a good match, and we were happy to help out, do the tech side of this, because and so many events are having problems trying to figure out what to do now when with not being able to open, and how to do a online thing. And we've had some success over the last several months doing this, so happy
Little
to
bit.
say. So yeah, I don't know. We may end up doing more of these in the future for other groups or organizations. Who knows? But we're gonna keep trying to bring other shows and programming too. Up our game.
Always got to level up.
Oh no, yeah, totally. Because otherwise, you'll never defeat the super boss at the end of the level. 'Cause
Very true.
Those boss fights are brutal.
Very true.
Yes. Queensberry rules. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to call it there. And thanks for joining in and confirming that we didn't lose frames. Hey. And
Hey.
we will hopefully see some of you tomorrow.